Imagine this. You open your phone, scroll for 15 seconds, and already feel behind in life. Someone your age bought a house. Someone else found their purpose. You close the app, but the feeling stays. Most of us think, something is wrong with me. Alfred Adler would say, no, something is moving in you. Adler was one of the first psychologists to suggest that your problems are not random symptoms or broken parts. They are creative attempts to deal with one core feeling, a feeling of not enough, too weak, too late, too different, too small. In a minute, you will see how Adler turns this feeling into a kind of compass. Instead of asking, what trauma do you have? He asks, what direction are you secretly moving toward? Once you see that direction, your childhood, your relationships, even your anxiety, suddenly make more sense, not because you are flawed, but because you are trying very hard to belong. Meet Alfred Adler, the other guy from Vienna. When people think of early psychology, they usually think of Freud on the couch and dreams about parents. In the same city, Vienna, another doctor watched the same patients and saw something very different. His name was Alfred Adler. Adler started as part of Freud's inner circle, but he kept disagreeing. Freud focused on hidden instincts and past trauma. Adler kept asking, what is this person trying to achieve with their behavior right now? He called his approach individual psychology. Not because we are isolated, but because each person creates a unique way of moving through life. For Adler, you are not driven only by your past. You are guided by a kind of personal goal, a direction, even if you are not aware of it. Section 3. The core idea: inferiority, superiority, and the drive to feel enough. Adler starts from something simple. Every child is small, weak, and dependent. So every child feels inferior, not in a bad way, just in a realistic way. From that feeling grows a powerful drive. Adler called it the striving for superiority. Today we might say the drive to feel capable, enough, or big in your own life. Here's the key. This striving is not about crushing others. Healthy superiority is about growth, contribution, and overcoming limits. Unhealthy superiority is when you try to cover up your hurt by acting better than everyone or by chasing perfect success. If this inner drive gets blocked or twisted, you can get what Adler called an inferiority complex. You might avoid challenges, hide behind excuses, or overcompensate with bragging, perfectionism, or constant achievements that never feel like enough. Seen this way, your anxiety, your ambition, even your procrastination can be read as creative strategies. Not what is wrong with me, but how am I trying to feel safe and significant? Section 4. Social interest. Why mental health is deeply social, not just in your head. Adler believed you cannot really understand a person by looking only inside their head. You have to see how they stand in relation to other people. He used a key idea called social interest, or community feeling. It is the sense that I belong here, and I can contribute something. For Adler, this was not a bonus trait. It was the heart of mental health. A healthy life is not just about private success. It is about feeling connected and useful to others. When social interest is low, life shrinks. You might see others as rivals, threats, or judges. You pull back, attack, or compete instead of cooperate. When social interest grows, your problems change shape. They are no longer about how do I beat everyone. They become how can I be myself and still be part of the group? Adler used the word lifestyle, but not in the Instagram sense. For him, your lifestyle is the pattern, the hidden logic behind how you think, feel, and act. As a child, you face problems, maybe illness, harsh parents, a perfect older sibling, or chaos at home. You quietly decide this is how the world works, so this is how I must be. Out of that, you build a style. Adler said we all meet 3 big life tasks: work, love, and community. How you show up in each one usually follows the same inner script. Maybe you avoid close relationships, chase constant achievement, or always play the helper. To Adler, these are not random. They are creative solutions aimed at one thing, solving that old question: am I enough and do I belong? If you have ever heard oldest kids are responsible or youngest kids are spoiled, that is Adler's influence. He was one of the first to say your position in the family matters psychologically. Oldest children often start as only children, then are pushed aside by a new baby. They may become responsible, achievement-focused, or sometimes bossy, trying to win back importance. Middle children grow up between others. They may become negotiators, rebels, or feel invisible. Youngest children are often protected or pampered. They may become charming, playful, or feel secretly incapable. Adler never meant birth order as destiny. He saw it as part of a bigger family constellation. What matters is how the child interprets their role and then builds a lifestyle around it. What most people miss about Adler's psychology. Here's where Adler really flips the script. He did not see you as a passive victim of your past. He saw you as an artist, someone who takes early experiences and then creates a style of living from them. In Adler's view, even your symptoms have a purpose. Anxiety, avoidance, even physical complaints can sometimes function like a shield. They protect you from risks, from rejection, from facing that old feeling of not being enough. This does not mean you are faking it. It means your mind is working hard, behind the scenes, to keep you safe in the only way it learned. Adler also thought almost every problem is, in some way, a relationship problem. How you see yourself, how you imagine others see you, and how much courage you feel to connect. What most people miss is this. Adler's psychology is not just about explaining your past. It is about opening up choices in the present. You helped create this lifestyle, so you can help rewrite it too. Section 8. Adler in today's therapy, coaching, and everyday life. Even if you have never heard Adler's name, you have probably felt his influence. Modern therapy often asks Adlerian questions. Not just what happened, but what does this mean to you, and where are you trying to go with this behavior? Cognitive and coaching style therapies focus on beliefs, goals, and experiments in real life. That is very Adler. He used as if experiments. Live as if you already had a bit more courage, or as if you were already equal to others, and see what changes. Adlerian therapists still look at early memories, family roles, and life tasks, but the goal is encouragement, not blame, helping you move from I cannot toward I can try. Quick note, videos like this can give insight, but they are not a replacement for real mental health support if you are struggling. Section 9. Criticisms and limits, where Adler's theory falls short. Before we decide Adler explains everything, it is worth looking at the limits. First, many of his ideas came from clinical observation rather than large, controlled studies. Concepts like striving for superiority and lifestyle are powerful, but they are hard to measure in a strict scientific way. Second, birth order theory is popular, but research finds smaller and messier effects than people expect. Real families are complicated. Culture, genetics, trauma, and chance all mixed together. Third, some critics say Adler underestimates biology and unconscious processes. Not everything is a conscious goal or a coherent story. Still, many therapists and coaches find his ideas useful as a map, as long as you remember it is a map, not the territory. Let us bring this down to everyday life. Think of a problem that bothers you right now. Maybe you avoid conflict, you never feel ready to start things, or you feel jealous of friends' success. Most of us ask, why am I like this? And then we attack ourselves. Adler invites a different question. What is this behavior trying to achieve for me? Avoiding conflict might be a way to protect belonging. Perfectionism might be a way to avoid feeling small or exposed. Jealousy might be a signal that you also want a sense of impact or respect. In other words, your bad patterns are trying to serve a goal. They are clumsy, outdated, or extreme,
but they are not meaningless. This is why Adler's psychology feels like it actually makes sense. It does not treat you as broken. It treats you as someone who has been solving a hard problem with limited tools for a very long time. Section 11. 3 practical Adlerian takeaways you can use this week. Let's make this concrete. Here are 3 small Adler-inspired experiments you can try in real life. Takeaway 1. Rewrite one inferiority story. Notice one line you tell yourself, like "I'm always behind," "I am not leadership material," or "people do not really like me." Ask Adler's question, "What am I trying to protect with this belief?" Then write a gentler version. For example, "I learned to stay small to feel safe, but I'm allowed to take up a little more space now." Takeaway 2. Do one act of social interest on purpose. Help, support, or encourage someone with no scoreboard in mind. Then notice how it affects your own mood and sense of worth. Takeaway 3. Map your life tasks. On one page, write 3 headings: work, love, and community. Under each, describe how you usually behave and what kind of person you are trying to be there. That is your lifestyle in action. So let us come back to where we started. You scrolling your phone, feeling behind, wondering what is wrong with you. Adler's answer is simple and radical. You are not broken. You are moving. You are constantly trying to solve the problem of am I enough and do I belong? We have talked about inferiority in the drive to feel capable, about lifestyle, life tasks, social interest, and even birth order. Underneath all of it is one core idea. You are an active creator of your life story, not just a victim of your past. If that is true, then your next small choice matters. A kinder belief about yourself. One act of contribution, one step toward a more honest way of living. I would love to hear which Adler idea hit you hardest. Tell me in the comments, and if this helped you see yourself a bit differently, consider liking the video and subscribing for more psychology that actually makes sense.